I need to think what else to do to poor Naples here, and I think what I'll do is I'll try to create a strip of land along here that I can control. That would connect me up to good old Roma. I always keep Roma's fort active because it's too dangerous if I get jumped on there. I don't want to lose that there because it at least gives me a little bit to land on and reinforce myself from over there in Italy. What's the matter, Portugal? You're looking a bit worse for wear. Stupid Portuguese. Hopefully Castile still won't protect them, but it's a while away. No, not that long. I do intend on dismantling Portugal, and I did, of course, move my trade capital to Sevilla. And just look what that did for the finances. Quadrupled what I make there. Madeira, ouch, says Black Winds. Yeah, good enough. Madeira, isn't that a kind of cake? That's what I'm choosing to believe. Oh, colonialism tempts me ever so. And we did just reduce the cost of it, didn't we? But it would be all that money that I have. Well, I guess it's gotta go somewhere, but I'm not even teching right now. I don't have anything to spend it on there, though. I should probably keep up in mill tech. And it does cost extra right now as well. Well, hold off for now. Next year it won't cost 10% extra for the mill, and it should be just as cheap to do this. But think of the trade power. Screw it. There we go. Now a proud nation, apparently. Still going to wait on that for a wee bit. Did you change your merchants around to reflect your trade, blubbity-blub? Of course I did, but, you know, just in case I didn't. We'd get extra power here if we were directing trade towards it, but I would also lose the 2 ducats that I make here. And I don't have a lot of traders. It's probably still better for me to collect here and here than do anything else, because I don't have a lot of power elsewhere. Safi is already sent over to Sevilla. That's fine. Everything's okay, and even if it could be better otherwise, let's not overthink it. Mazab just collapsed horribly to rebels, or did they? Not sure. Oh, we dropped Portugal as a rival, which could actually be useful for us, probably because we got our institution there. Now Castile will hate us a little less. And did we get what we need for that claim? Yes, we did. Wonderbar. Does mean that we need another rival, though. And our options aren't great, so we'll hold it as a wild card. We have plenty of PP for now. Alright, so far so good. Portugal's going down next, though. I love a good Madeira cake, but over time, Pete's been making them drier and drier, says Savage. Kind of killed the taste, to be honest. Yeah, dry cake. I'm not the biggest fan of cakes. I'd rather have a nice pastry. It's one of the questions that they ask you when you join Paradox. Is it, do you like cake, or something like that? And the correct answer is yes, but I didn't say yes. That was back when there was a bigger cake culture there. It's kind of dead now. Or maybe it's back, you know, it's been almost a year since I left now, which is crazy to think about. Sometimes I wake up and forget I ever worked there. Alright, there's an uncomfortable amount of nothing happening right now, so let's get some ideas going. Tolerance of heretics is useful because there are no heretics for us. I doubt we're about to run into any fetishism or inti or any of those. I'd really like to get tolerance of heathens up, because that's hurting me, especially on the religious jubbly jubs there. Cultural ties, da-da-da, tolerance. So we still have a long ways to go on humanism, but we will get there. Agent training, there we go. Now we have merchant lords giving extra trade power, but it's only 5%. TBW, the Black Winds in the chat, made these national ideas. They're well written, but they're also terrible. They're so freaking bad for me. But that's okay, we've got to work with what we have. The thing is, as this campaign goes, with the changes I've made to the Chaos, we're essentially going to be making bad ideas as we go along. And we'll see that on our next election, which will be in 1519 at the latest, because we have an old crumbly guy in charge here. We, from the Pony Mod team, did send the Hoi 4 team a cake, says Luke Korn. Is that so? Man, I ran with a Pony Mod, but I can't remember if it was the, in quotes, official one, or if it was just one that I made. I can't remember now. I'm not into ponies, and I don't know anything about them, other than there's probably one called Applejack. But that was a fun campaign, and by fun I mean incredibly punitive for me. Okay, Sicily's looking good. I'll be able to start annexing them in next year. That's in 18. You are going down as soon as I can, but how many, okay, there are 12,000 smelly, disgusting Portuguese there. We've all but destroyed any chance of revolt, so, whoa, no, don't do that. Don't I have access through, oh yeah, Criven's Gibraltar. The scum. Right, get you over here, please. We'll transport everyone over so we're ready to deal with the Portuguese. Sadly, I was discovered by Naples, so away you go. Might still be worth actually scoping out Naples, because I want another claim on this. It's only a 5 dev province, though. Not a big deal. Long time YouTube scrub, says Omabe. Just over halfway through your Patty 4 playlist, and there's the answer to people who wonder if anybody actually watches them. Ah, discovered by the Portuguese as well. Right, it's all going down. Seeing those ducats flow in is motivation. Man, if you thought Patty 4 was good, then you're right and wrong at the same time. But perhaps more importantly, Port Royal 4 will be out soon, and that bypasses all the long play votes and everything. We will be having it whether you want it or not, and you probably don't want it. Alright, let's get over to Castile so we're in a position to jump on Portugal. Maybe I'm actually going a bit early there. We don't need to be doing that just yet. Odds are we won't be going to war with them just yet, and it's better to be ready for anything else that transpires. Let's just save our ducats, and oh my god, those ducats. Actual money. Innovativeness is going down, but that's okay, because I can improve my mill tech like a beast. Now I'm on par with France. I'm beating France. Suck it, you ex-commed bugger. We can enjoy our new cavalry in Colvern. Oh man, it feels good to have things actually go your way for a change. By watching them, you mean Patrician 4 or just YouTube VODs? Patrician 4 in particular. I mean, I know people watch YouTube VODs. Speaking of YouTube VODs, it was very early in my streaming days that I decided I wanted to put together well-categorized YouTube videos. There are thousands of them there, and it might seem a bit worthless in the grand scheme of things since they don't get a lot of views, but it just feels very fulfilling to have such an organized and put-together playlist of pretty much everything I've done on stream. 95% of what I do on stream makes it there. It's just things like the trucking that gets heavily music punched that doesn't make it, and anything that is too not safe for work. Right, Aragon still has that French alliance. France is just getting in my way every step that it can, but it's not too bad for us. And it's not even that bad that nothing is happening here, because it allows this aggressive expansion to trickle away. It has been a problem for a while. And we're in the year of the annexing of Sicily. It'll take some time, but it's good land. Not only that, one of it is animist land. That's good news for me. But I was specifically thinking of the Patrician 4 playlist, right? I know people watch it. I have the numbers, especially that first one. It's got like over 100,000 people watching the entrance for it, and it trails off fast. But there are people that have claimed to have watched the whole thing multiple times, and that's just scary. Scary like a stab hit for a republic. It's expensive to get back, but I will get it back. Ugh, religious disunity hurts me bad. I gotta get my humanism going. Zarek says, I did it once. Docteur said he did it multiple times. And that's just not right. Okay, trying to keep France on my relatively good side. It might be prudent to do the same with the Ottomans. Especially if they're eating their way through the Mamluks. I don't want them on my doorstep deciding that they hate poor Carthage. And I'd still like to get that claim on Naples, but I've been discovered for a wee while. It's nice to watch, Jake, but I also enjoyed Draken too, says Franconian. Well, nobody's perfect. Especially not those people that don't like Draken, man. If there was one game I'd like to actually speedrun, it would be Draken. Even though I said a lot of terrible things about speedrunners over the... Oh boy, that's tempting. Oh, that truce couldn't be over fast enough. England and Castile both decided that Portugal is the worst thing on the world. That war exhaustion may stay, it may go, but most importantly I need that debt and dip rep to stay down. Oh boy, Portugal have got to die. Could throw another claim on them, but I think then I'd be in horrible territory when it comes to coalition. But if I keep France tarted up, then I could actually keep France out of it just by sheer goodwill. Especially if we had common rivals, which we should. Didn't I rival England? Oh no, didn't I rival England? Enemy of enemy plus 20. How was I not reading that? Need a refund on my LASIK. Alright, still got 3 years to wait on crushing Portugal. I'm integrating Sicily as fast as I can, which admittedly isn't that fast because my dip rep blows hard. But it will be done, and all the while, I love to keep my subjects in scutage, which I notably haven't done for either of them. I should probably keep Sicily in scutage right now so they don't get in my way for anything. Pay me more money. Jared I want to keep in because they do bring troops into the Fray Bentos every now and then. Good. No amount of lasering can fix DDR blind. It's true. I mean, being able to see isn't quite the same as seeing, if that makes any sense, which I don't think it does. I think I'd need lasers in the brain to sort the rest out. Right, I will only rival Portugal when it's time for war. Although I'll probably forget, but that's how we'll try to do it. Mamluks dying a horrible death, as they often do. Ottomans are coming in for the rich parts of them, then they'll go in for the other rich but less well-defended parts of them. Basically, life is good for Carthage right now. If anything, it is too good. Is there anybody I really need to be a bit friendlier with me right now? Castile is an obvious one. Let's just make sure that's as tapped out as it can be. There's no... Oh, well, I thought there'd be nothing to get Aragon back on my side, but they've kind of forgotten all those horrible things I did to them. So let's keep them cushy. Because when I tear Portugal a new one, the likes of Germany won't care, but France, Brittany, Castile, Aragon, they will care. Even Brittany might be worth considering improving relations with. Greece is excommunicated, there will be blood, and there will be a new election, which means a new bit of chaos. And this is where the change starts coming in. So previously we've had some one-off things where I'd lose some monarch points, or I'd have to march my army here, or defund them, or whatever. But I'm changing that out because I didn't feel like it scaled with the campaign. As I get stronger and stronger, which is what's happening here, these things are just going to be little anthills that I step down on and crush. So what I've modded in are permanent effects, which we're now going to be voting on. So I have a bunch of bad ones, and I got 5 bad and 5 brutal. I might add more in if people come up with suggestions for them, which wouldn't be too hard. It's just I wanted to have 5 and test it out. So let's seeing is better than explaining, right? Let's just put it up as a poll. So this is bad chaos. So what we could have is -10. Hold on, I can copy paste this. The days of manual typing. Oh, they're gone. We could have -10% trade efficiency, -10% production efficiency, and of course it doesn't. There's not enough space for all of it. Use your imagination to fill in the rest. -10% tax income, -10% manpower recovery, or +10% army maintenance. Most of these are just economical hits, and they're not that bad. Of course, it is just the bad one here. Brutal, they'll step up and be even higher. Now, remember, we'll be voting on these multiple times. So you might want to think, okay, maybe minus 10% tax income isn't that bad. But if you stack that a few times, especially since I have minus 25% on the brutal, you could essentially eliminate tax income. I guess for the benefit of voting here, I'll have this open. I mean, you can already see the manpower up there. So it is up. Goes up for 1 minute, as it often does. And we'll get it on screen as well. On screen, he says. There we go. And this effect is going to be permanent for Carthage for the rest of the campaign. They're all going to stack on top of each other again and again. So aficionados to the game will probably realize that trade efficiency is the best of these when it comes to economy, but it's not getting a lot of votes. Manpower recovery is getting pretty heavily voted behind, probably because we've struggled with manpower the whole time, and getting even less of it as we go along is going to hurt us on the fighting front. Army maintenance, on the other hand, will hurt the coffers, and it'll hurt it more and more as it goes on. So it looks like manpower recovery, the only non-dosh one, frankly, here, is storming away with the win. Everybody that's watching gets a vote, which is how I like it. It's the closest thing I can do to crowd control for EU4. Manpower is the best for Jake, says Nullagon. If best, you mean it's the worst for me. So, manpower recovery did win. Let's get that away, and get that away, and on my other screen, get that away. So, how's that going to work? We're going to go to... Where is it? Manpower. Bad manpower 1. And hit that one. Carthage gets bad manpower 1. Yeah, I didn't bother putting in localization for any of these. Thunk. And now, when we go to here, we're going to have that permanently smacking down on us. Now, if it gets rolled again, I've made multiples of them. I can't just have the same one and mash it several times, at least not with the way I scripted it. I definitely could have spent the extra 5 minutes to just have one decision each, but I wanted it as quickly and dirtily done as possible. So now, until the rest of the campaign is over, we've got that. In fact, forevermore, we've got that. We'll see how it compounds with the brutal votes. And for what it's worth, when brutal comes around, well, we can see that in the game as well, if you want to think about what's coming there. We've got reduction of discipline, reduction of morale, reduction of goods produced, the strongest economic modifier in the game, reduction of force limit, and massive reduction on tax. Tax is actually pretty weak, which is why I made that one powerful. Stack that 4 times, there's no more tax to be had. Anyway, that's for you to consider on the brutal run. Re-electing this guy makes it very risky that I'm going to run into the next election even faster. But I'm still going to re-elect him because he's pretty good. There we go. Get that admin going. We need it. Just don't die so quickly, please. And keep on going. Our war with Portugal is very close. And I'm very close to Portugal. Hey Callum, things are going for sure. You know, I was digging through some old EU3 screenshots. There was one where you actually played quite well as the Ottomans. Remember that? Should be easy to remember. It's the one time you played EU3 well. Righto. Yeah, you're not getting my condottieri, guys. I'm pretty happy with how things are. I just need to wait out and smack down Portugal. Even though it can feel a bit... Oh! Tripoli is part of the Tunisian trade node, and nobody likes them. Should have paid more attention to that earlier when they got ganked. Gonna bring you back and lay a claim on you. You was the Golden Horde, if I remembers right, says Calor. That I was. Felt good mauling everybody else. Timmer says, and before ruler dies in like half a year, that would be pretty bad for me. So now I'm a bit worried about every event that pops up. The full extent of a guild's activity is really only known to members. Okay, everything's still balanced out here fine enough. President, our republic is in danger. We cannot speak here. A noble drags you to the man. These are crap. There's no doubt the aristocrats of Carthage feel threatened by the possible secret societies. Feels like that's going to bite me in the ass, but I do like stability. I have no idea what the follow-up is for this, and it's probably bad given the old style event that this is. But 10 prestige is useless to me, and I don't want the guilds getting much more influence. Whatever, away it goes. With that amount of stability, I could potentially convert something. I'm not so convinced I can. None of this looks particularly convertible. Probably because I still have missionary maintenance down to absolute nil. There we go. Amazing. Mainz is going to attack Wurzburg. Good for them. I'm not too concerned with the goings on of over there. As long as I get my claim on Tripoli. And actually, given how things are, I could actually raise an army locally to take care of that. We're looking pretty hunky-dory with our friends in Castile. And I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, and a cannon. And that will be the anti-Tripoli brigade. And with you back, I can keep a close eye on Portugal. And oh boy, why did Castile and Portugal break up? Sounds like the start of a joke, but they're still mutually friendly. Oh really, why? They're even still historical friends. Something foul is in the air here, and I don't mind it. Nobody attacked one or the other as well. Well, something about gift horses and looking in the mouth. England are even more exhausted from war. And they're in a war with Denmark, Norway, and that's probably going to go on for some time. Yeah. Excellent. Portugal, your days are numbered, and that number is getting really small. Since they're not allied, I could actually... who even broke the alliance? Portuguese Castile, opinion of Castile is down because Castile broke alliance. That's what I like to see. I still need to remember to declare rivalry with them, though. Come on, my efficient spies should be getting me that claim any moment now. Ugh, allied with AIR. And AIR will say yes to it as well. Couldn't you just not? Almost, but not quite. Distance between borders is killing me there. I mean, I could just sit on Tripoli for a while, but there's a non-zero risk that AIR send a detachment up to cause me some harm, but they're tiny, it won't be that strong surely. Well, I'm still going to dismantle them. Maybe Castile went bankrupt, and with a -50 for Desire of Alliance combined to you being allied, Castile did them in. Is Castile bankrupt? They don't look very bankrupt to me. Lucky nation. I'll show you luck, Portugal. Actually, I'll show you having no armies at the look of things. Portugal have 14,000 with no manpower. Oh, I'm going to tear Portugal a new one. And it's going to feel so good for anyone but Portugal. I hope nobody in the chat is Portuguese and feels overly persecuted by me. But by another, perhaps stronger feeling, I don't care. I know we have some Portuguese viewers and they're probably really sick of seeing their nation get brutalized in these. Probably. Wouldn't you enjoy it more if they were? I'm not a monster, but yeah, probably. Don't even need much to deal with you there. I'll send you guys over. And I'll have... I just keep hitting F instead of not F. Shouldn't take a lot to actually blockade you here. Cert is only 3 dev. And it's part of a state, nicely enough. I'll get you folks over here so we can be ready with whatever Portugal throws at us. If they have some heavies and stuff, I wouldn't even mind fighting the Straits of Gibraltar. They can't have that much. Navies, Portugal, yep. Gonna smoke them even on deep water. Do you still have the ideas discount? Should do. Hey, look at that, only 317, and we can get 2 whole new promoted cultures. I should save up my admin for now, though, to get the cores done on Portugal. Otherwise, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg in everything else. Get you lads over to Cadets. Shouldn't take too long. We're going on to Allied territory after all. I'm just glad you've been playing away from the Dutch for a while, says Luke Corn. I don't know, we were pod racing in the Netherlands swamplands just earlier today. Okay, 1 claim's all I need, and then since you're only allied with AIR, I should be able to just come in and smack you down. Conquest, yes I will, thanks. How about you, Air? You have other allies, I don't particularly care about them, it's just a shame that you're actually getting involved here. Oh well. If I had a Casus Belli on you, it would be a different story altogether. I want Cert because I need to take it for this campaign. I forgot to rival Portugal before starting this war. Oh well, it's not the end of the world, but it's not desirable either. Vassalize AIR, get into West Africa. I don't plan on going into Africa. I don't plan on going outside of the lands that we said we'd take. Which is Tunis, Safi, Sevilla, Valencia, Genoa, and Venice, plus getting Athens, a whole bunch of sweet land. Damn, I won't be able to trump you. I could march my way down to AIR and butcher them. Defensiveness or a skill 2, 50% cheaper guy. I like morale of armies though. And I don't have a overflowing need for mill. But Marrakesh isn't very important to me, so I will actually take you and enjoy your cheapness. Until you sack Rome. We sacked Rome already. Wall's going down already. Ottomans, a gem. Ethiopia, Warsangali. I won't be able to go down and butcher Air in time. It's a question of what's more important to me, taking Tripoli or having Portugal as a rival. And honestly, rivaling Portugal is a bit more important. Question is, can I rival Portugal? I'm not even sure if I can at this point. Portugal have no forts, this should be easy enough to smash and grab. Will you vassalize Tripoli? The way this is looking, I might actually do nothing to Tripoli and come for them later. But it would blow if they got vassalized by somebody else, especially the Otto scum. Canary Islands are needed as part of your target trade nodes. When do you plan on getting them? Oh, we'll get them. I will have to backstab or face stab Castile at some point. As Watto would say, no doubts to that, eh? Let's just keep our allies super happy to be one with us, because I don't want them to drop out. Not happy not using my diplomats. I did just get them, might as well put them to use. Austria like me enough, but they could always like me a bit more. Otherwise, that's right, I wanted Brittany out of the aggressive expansion zone, which is a real zone that Europeans will go to when I completely smash up Portugal. Should have put something in the game before I left that made Portugal generate negative aggressive expansion. Just the whole world is glad to see Portugal ravaged. My parting gift. You could use the macro builder diplomat thing. Yeah, I could. Problem with the macro builder diplomats is it just never seems to work the way I want it to, because I always want it to work in some obscure manner. Okay, when is it wartime with you? December this year. So 4 of you are going to be down here, ready to strike on both of these provinces, and I will probably try to sandwich Portugal. This fort keeps this area kind of okay, but I just want to surge up and destroy everybody.